Hey everyone, how are you? I wanted to check in and just let you know how I'm doing post my sixth treatment. Hoping it's the last of my treatments. Many of you that have been following along would say, wait a minute, you told me there were 6 treatments and you finished your last one. What do you mean there could be more? It's the right question. I meet with the oncology surgeon on Tuesday. This is Wednesday, so in a week or a little less than a week. And we'll hear from him on how he feels. Does he think we need to do another round or 2 of chemo before surgery? Do we move right to surgery? What this Dr. Taraga had me do last year before we had the massive HIPEC abdominal surgery is 2 weeks before we did a laparoscopic procedure where he went in and looked around at kind of the full state of the state to see what he could see. And based off that, he agreed to go forward with the HIPEC. So he knew kind of what he was getting into, which is, I think, really smart. I don't know how many surgeons have that as a policy, but that makes sense to me. And then we went ahead and had the HIPEC surgery, which was close to 8 weeks recovery. So, in truth, I would rather have a little easier storm surgery recovery or storm recovery. It does feel like a storm a little bit. But I'm really working on manifesting being done with all of this. So if I need to have both surgeries to be done with all of it, so be it. If I need to have another chemo session to be done with all of this, so be it. And I say all this, and I just want to acknowledge, with the exception of doing these actions that my doctors have directed me to do by following these treatments and whatever, outside of doing that, there's not a lot of other stuff that I can do right now, right? Working out, eating better, those are the things. Filling my mind with positive thoughts, reflecting, meditation. Those are the kinds of things that I can do to support my body's energy and stress level. And so I just want to take a moment and talk about something that I got some really great feedback from my good friend Trish last week as she was watching my very emotional feedback video. And I so appreciate Trish sharing that she gets a lot of comfort from these videos because she realizes that there's there's so much all of us try to control that we can't control, and reminding myself at the same time that there is only so much we can control in this world. And it doesn't mean we're not afraid of dying. It doesn't mean we don't have those moments of dying or I have moments sometimes, and I remember when I first was going through chemo the first year, not the first 6 sessions, because the first 6 sessions of 12 that first year in 21 was so, God, I almost died. If they didn't get it all out, it was moving so rapidly through my body that I really think the first 5 to 6 chemo of the 12 was like, I was just grateful to be alive. Like life was just, thank God, everything was okay and I had more time. I think once I got into the back half of those 12 chemos, I started to really feel the effects. And when your body feels sick, you feel it. Like you feel it in a different way. It's like it makes you crankier. It gives you kind of less endurance to like want to go through it. And I know I've shared with you guys that first year, I cried pretty much every day for the loss of our daughter, for how did this happen? Feeling like I was somehow to blame for this, like that I was a bad person, even though everybody was like, well, you're the best person. How could this happen? Also the fear of like all the stuff I couldn't change or I couldn't control. So Brian would leave the house to go get groceries. I know I've shared this on the blog before, and I would just be like, oh my God, don't die while you're getting groceries. Like, I mean, they weren't all the rational kind of responses, but I really couldn't do much. And so that feeling of feeling helpless and not feeling I could do anything was a low of the low kind of feeling. But I also am so grateful for all of you, for my family, for Brian, for Logan, for Big Red, our dog. Like, it's like every time you turn around, you realize there's a reason I need to be here. I need to be here for this person. I need to be here for that. And I also know I've got a lot to do that I want to do. I want to write a book. I want to do more on this vlog. I want to do more executive coaching with people. Like, this is what I'm meant to do, and that is the future for me. So I wanted to just talk about the fact that, we don't control the future, and all we can control is our contribution to it. I saw an article on People magazine that was really sad about this family from Georgia who went to Cooperstown, New York to see the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame, and they took a private plane on the way home, and everybody was healthy and happy, and the boys, the mom, the dad, and the boys were, I think, 10 and 12, like young teens, and they died on this flight. And, nobody planned for that. The sister told a sad story of how she came into the house and everything looked normal, yet they weren't going to come back. And I don't say this to scare anybody. I just say this to be, none of us know what's going to happen next. And so if there's one thing I can share with you, is you are here for a reason. Your value is divinely given. As Brene Brown says, we don't need to negotiate our value with anybody. It is divinely given. What you're here to do, your gifts and talents are special to you. You don't need to measure that up to somebody else. You deserve to be here. And, while the future is not something we can control, what we do control is the energy we put into the world. And whatever you want, you have to give. So if you want more love, you got to give love. If you want more abundance, give abundance to other people. I'm not saying, like, if you've got only $2, you can only give $2. Like, maybe you're not giving the $2 yet, but maybe that abundance is a phone call or a letter or a text. I can't tell you how many of you have sent me a text or a letter or a note, or obviously beautiful gifts and things, but just even like the text to check in is everything. And it doesn't cost you much to do it. So, but if you want more love, you have to give more love. If you want more abundance, you have to give more abundance. And I remember last year when I had my first reoccurrence, I committed to, this is going to be worth something to other people. I'm going to start this vlog. And I know I've reached some of you, and I've reached new people that I don't know. And for the better. And that's great. This year, it's important to me to keep being of service to other people, as much as I can. And, this week, as an example, was my last scheduled chemo session. And I am hoping it's the end of the chemo session. And my facility doesn't have the ring the bell thing. But I bought a bunch of cookies from a really great local cookie shop in Danbury called Rebel Daughter. And if you're looking for some really good cookies that get shipped anywhere, they're the best, and they're massive and well homemade, and you can freeze them and eat them. I mean, they're amazing. So I brought boxes in for the nurses that have taken care of me. And at first I was like, well, will this be good? Should I do it? Maybe they'll think it's a little bit fussy. But I think both offices, I gave a box to the oncology office and then a box to the infusion nurses. Both were like, this is amazing. And thank you for thinking of us. And it doesn't matter what it is. I could have brought them cards. They would have been equally as moved by that. Money is not what people are necessarily need. It's that love that you give people is everything. So this is a little longer one, but I just wanted to offer that big thank you to you, Trish, for all your love and support, but also for bringing this up, this desire for all of us to just go a little easier on ourselves and to not feel we have to be perfect at everything. Because who's measuring your performance on perfect? When I was a pretty good perfectionist. Which just means my life was dedicated to making other people happy by all the work I did. And you pretzel yourself into not doing that. And it creates a lot of anxiety. And so now I'm much more, I recently just moved into a new role at my organization in training and development, which is something I love. And, it's about choice. It's about raising your hand and saying, I would like to do more of what I love. And what is that? And if you're not sure what that is, reach out to me, let me know, and we could do a coaching session. Or I'm happy to give you names of a bunch of amazing executive coaches I went through Georgetown's program with. And there are plenty of people that can support you, or therapists is another person too. But yeah, we don't control the future is the sum of the parts. We contribute to the here and now. So the present is a gift, and I'm lucky I have a present. You're lucky you have a present. Tomorrow is your next present. What are you going to do to make your life even better for you? More gentle, more loving, more abundant. All of it's possible. So hopefully this was a good one. I feel pretty good today. It's nice to have some energy after my chemo. Of course, you can see my chemo pack that's attached to my port. I get that off tomorrow, and then we'll get anti-nausea and that white blood cell shot, and will make me a little tired, but all for the best. So let's see what happens with surgery next. I'll keep you guys posted. Love you all. Thanks for all your love and support. You need anything, you know where I'm at. Peace out. Thanks, guys.